Jesse Jones is a classically trained chef and author, renowned for his modern approach to Southern cuisine. A native of Newark, Chef Jesse's culinary DNA was developed during childhood summers in Snow Hill, North Carolina, where his grandmother's cast iron stove was the source of many memorable food experiences. Today, he continues to be influenced by her legacy, bridging past and present through interpretive classic Southern dishes with French techniques like nobody else. He is the author of Pow! My Life in 40 Feasts, and now Chef Jesse is the winner of the New Jersey Restaurant and Hospitality Association Community Impact Award. Welcome, my friend, Chef Jesse. Good to have you on.
Oh, thanks for having me again, man. Ken, you make that sound awesome. I need you, but my background, my theme background music, just follow me and say that.
I will. All I want to say is pow. That's it.
That's it,
pow. Pow. That's it. So, first off, congratulations on getting the Impact Award. What was that about? How did you find out about it? I know you're part of the Restaurant Association for a long time. So,
right.
Talk about that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a community impact award. With my it's a program called Pro Start, where it's high school students doing culinary, and I've been doing that like a long time, and just impacting from my clients, from cooking with seniors and everything. It's just a blessing, I think the president said, he asked around and my name came up multiple times and everybody's like, yeah, you got to give it to Jesse. And I think that's God, and my mother, because I really owe this award to my mother because she was a huge community leader. And when I was growing up, I didn't really understand it then because it's like, I felt like, man, you helping people, you can help us. I mean, we can have more, but now I understand. And, it's really her award and I accept it because now I'm out in the community helping where I can. And, that's what she did. So I'm excited about that. Sometimes we often say like, we see our peers kind of catapulting up over us, and you're like, "Wow, God, when am I going to get this?" But I realized that it's really not about the award; it's about what I do. And so to get the award, just put the icing on the cake. It's just for 30 years. I've been doing this, and I'm so excited. Because I really inspire people because they call and tell me through my food, through my redemption, through issues that I had. And you know what, I realized that all my problems, and then I listen to other problems, I go, mine's not as bad because some people are homeless, they don't have anything to eat, they got a life-threatening disease. So I'm blessed.
You know what I like to say? If you want world peace, get together a bunch of people and let them sample the food of every culture on the planet. You'll have world peace. Because what better way to learn about everybody else except through food?
That's it.
Doesn't it? Because it sort of expresses the culture, the history, the traditions of every group of people, and every group is just a little bit off. I mean, Indonesian food is just a little bit off from Thai food. Thai food is just a little bit off from Chinese food.
Right.
And they all have their own little spin on stuff.
Yes.
And it's all based on what was around us at the time, right? Whatever was available. People think, well, why is there so much curry? A friend of mine who's an Indian chef told me back in the day, 200 years ago, there was no refrigeration. And if mutton tasted like crap, you put lots of spices on it, and that was the only way to mask some of the taste. They did that in French cuisine too. They did it in Italian cuisine.
Oh no, absolutely.
That's what gave birth. Garlic, tons of garlic. Just put more garlic on that green crusted lamb, and it'll taste just fine. We had to live.
No, you're absolutely right. Just like when I was doing some research in Southern, I mean, same way when, a lot of salt pork, they salt the pork so it won't go bad, brining it and smoking. Because if you smoke it to a certain point, it kind of kills the bacteria. And so you can leave, like you see some butchers, you go, the smoked meat is out on the counter because, the bacterial level is down for the smoke. So, and then harvest where they're pickling things. So everything has a purpose and, and you can learn so much.
Yeah, look, Italians still jar tomatoes to this day. And by the way, that's another thing. A lot of people think, they associate tomatoes with Italian cuisine. Tomatoes only made their way to Italy in like the 1600s. Prior to that, and it was the Spanish conquistadors who brought tomatoes from Peru and Colombia back to Spain, and then it made its way through like southern France and then down the coast into Genoa and into Italy. And originally tomatoes, they're called in Italian pomodoro, which means golden fruit. They were the yellow tomatoes, and they were high in acid. They were the deadly nightshades. They used to throw them in the garden to kill bugs. It was a pesticide. Nobody ever intended on eating them. Can you imagine, though, Italian cuisine today without tomatoes?
Right, I know, I make so many different tomato sauces from working with so many different great chefs, and from an intense sauce to back in the day with milling the
Right.
tomatoes and using veal bones and a mirepoix and basil and straining it out and reducing it. So yeah, and putting the cheese in there and everything and the red wine,
Amazing.
So it's all different types of way everybody do it, you
Yep.
know.
That, and by the way, I have never seen trays of ribs like yours. Every time you post any kind of rib, I want to love you and I want to hate you because
Yeah.
well, hate's a bad word, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Because
Oh
I
yeah.
can't smell it and taste it because your food is just so amazing,
Oh, thank
Chef
you, thank
Jesse.
you. You
I
have
just
to try my ribs. You have to
yeah.
try them one day because they're not only a labor of love, but there's a long years and years of process to trying so many people different ribs to wanting to make my own ribs. So when people taste my rib, they go, "Yeah, this from the heart. This redemption. It's
Yeah.
everything that they told me I couldn't do, and that I'm doing it." you
Do
know.
you which cut do you prefer? St. Louis, baby back? What do you use?
So I like St. Louis. That's
Uh-huh.
my
You get a lot of meat.
but I get the spare rib and break it down to a
Mhm.
St. Louis because I still like those good old spare rib tips.
Yep, and you could use those tips in other cooking, or you could use them to nibble on as an appetizer at
Yeah,
a
yeah.
party,
Or
right?
you can make a stock, you can make whatever. So
Ooh,
yeah, but I like and it
Italians
is a
put it
little
in tomato sauce. That's what we throw in
oh
tomato sauce all the time. It's
yeah,
perfect.
definitely. You could put it in tomato sauce. Ken, let me ask you, is it Sunday sauce
Uh-huh.
or gravy?
Depends on where you are in Italy.
Here we
Depends on
go,
where you are.
right?
And by the way, it's funny because when Italians came here, they came in two migrations. In the 1880s, 1870s, 1880s, those were the Neapolitans. And then you had some in the 1920s, 1930s. Those were the Northern Italians. And Northern Italians and Southern Italians are as different as Northern U.S. and Southern U.S. in terms of
Right.
attitude, cooking, the way they look, their bloodlines, totally different. The only thing they had in common was a similar language. It wasn't even the same language.
Right.
So you could have, if you want to have World War III, you don't need to go to the Middle East. Just take a group of Italians at any gathering and say sauce or gravy, let
Right.
it go. But
Yeah.
the rule is, generally speaking, all gravies are sauces because they start out as a liquid, a
Okay.
condiment. But not all sauces are gravies because a gravy has to contain a protein. So
Right.
tomato is a sauce. If you take the tomato sauce and you put bones in it and you put meat in it, now it's a gravy.
Now it's
Or
the gravy. Yes.
technically in Italian, it's a ragu or a sugo. That's what you would technically call it. They didn't have a translation in English for sugo or ragu. The French ragu, they use the same word. So what they call it, in Northern Italy, they call it ragu, R-A-G-U, not R-A-G-O-U-T, but it's the same thing as in the French. So
Right.
here they called it gravy. That's where it came from.
Yeah. It's amazing. Just like you said, the culture of it and learning. And I've worked with a lot of Italian chefs, and everybody got their own different perspective of it. But yeah, meatballs to me is gravy. You know what I mean?
That's it.
And
Right.
and
And it
but
is
you know what?
technically.
The new sauces that I like, where they're roasting peppers and tomatoes and garlic and just pureeing it up and putting it with some fresh pasta is awesome too.
You're killing me. And by the way, my new favorite sauce, and we're almost out of time here. I gotta
Okay,
let you go.
sorry.
But but the new favorite sauce, which has been around for 50 years, but it's now my new favorite, a matriciana sauce with
Okay.
guanciale. That's the pork cheek, which
Oh
is
yes, the
similar to.
best.
Oh my God, chef! I in my fridge right now. I have 2 containers of that sauce. I probably make a batch of it every week now. It's hard to find guanciale because it's a specialty thing. That
Yeah.
you don't just go down to the shop, although some ShopRites have it. It is succulent. It's sort of bacony, but not as smoky as bacon. And you get chunks of it through the sauce. And the sauce is just, mine is just San Marzano tomatoes, garlic, onion chopped up. Let that saute down. A little bit of red wine. You have to sear your guanciale and leave every drop of that fat. And there's a lot of it, believe me. You mix it all together and then let the sauce, your tomatoes, crush them and let them cook down and put in tons of basil after that. Call it a day. It's so good.
That sounds wonderful. I know you're almost out of time, but we got to get together and cook up something one day.
If we don't, my life will end disappointed, Chef. I'm telling you
Yes.
right now.
We got to do it.
Congratulations
Well,
on the
thank you
Impact
again.
Award. You are the best. Come on again soon. We have to cook together. Chef
Yes.
Jesse, the man, the king of Newark. We appreciate you so much, Chef.
Pow.